got another A body in the shop. If you guys have been following me and JT for a little while with No Limit Garage, this is his Chevelle. We been working on it. It's pretty well crunch time. We got 8 days from right now. We're technically supposed to be leaving a week from tomorrow at noon. So we got basically a week, and we're a little bit farther off than we hoped. But a lot of this will be all on JT's channel. I'm just stepping in and helping out because he's on vacation. And, well, if you guys haven't noticed, I've been doing a lot of exhaust here lately. So can only tell you what we're doing to this thing. We're putting some exhaust on it. So a little bit different than what we're used to. Just a little. By the video, you can't really tell, but that's 3.5-inch exhaust. And, well, that's definitely not a small block Chevy, LS motor, big block, or even a Coyote. That's a 2JZ. That is in a 1970 Chevelle. So, yeah, basically our job here is to get exhaust. We got to run screamer pipe, got to run a down pipe, out the back. Hopefully we can get over the rear end. If not, he said he's cool because we're kind of on a time crunch to just dump it out in front of the tire. So it's kind of just depending on what we're doing. And I already started a little bit because for the past hour and a half or so, it's been raining nonstop, and you guys aren't gonna be able to hear anything anyways. But yeah, we've got some of this going on. It's my first time ever TIG welding, I guess trying to TIG weld the whole complete job. I've done some mild steel, some little brackets, not necessarily exhaust. I did a little bit in college here and there, but we're getting there. I'm still learning, so don't judge me by no means, or judge me. Honestly, I don't really care. But there's only one way to learn, and that's get out there and practice and do the damn thing. So that's what we're doing. This is gonna come something like so. We're gonna run a 45 off of that, possibly to another 45, so on, so forth. But I'm gonna get a time lapse started of doing some welding, some fitment. I'm gonna pick you guys up here, and I'm going to check on me about every hour or so that I do a little bit. This is going to take a little longer because I'm TIG welding it all, but this is more so trying to test my abilities and my limits than trying to, for speed and money, I guess to say. A lot of the other jobs were for trying to get it done quicker, and it's all under the car. You're not going to be able to see it. You're going to be able to see this thing right there. So, yeah, I'm at least doing the first half. I'm going to try to TIG weld it just to make it look a touch better. And if it looks like crap, oh well, I tried. So more so doing this for the learning experience than to look good. So if I can do it, it sticks in its holds and it looks subpar. Even if it's below par, I guess it's still my first time doing it. So you gotta start somewhere. I'm gonna get to cranking, and yeah, we're gonna put some exhaust on this 2JZ 70 Chevelle. It's been a hot minute. It's been almost 24 hours or so. The exhaust is pretty well done. Well, the whole side of the exhaust is done. O2 sensors in there. Pipes on, mounted, solid, tight. Everything's great. The cold side is done. They just got to put clamps. I just got to put clamps on them. But the next project, we got to get the wastegate plumbed, which the parts just showed up. The tubing for it just showed up. I'm going to come out of it 90, or I'm going to come out of it straight, then 90, then another 90 straight towards the ground, and that should basically do it. And it's going to be tucked back here behind the tire, so the tire's not going to hit it. So yeah, that's basically the next step. But the IAT sensor's mounted. Like I said, this cold side's done. This pipe's all the way up into here, so you know that ain't going to blow off, and this pipe is almost touching there. So basically, you don't need boots if your fitment's right, but the boots are there, so it's easy to take it on and off. So this doesn't look professional by no means, but I don't have a bandsaw. All I have is a chop saw and a grinder. So I really need a bandsaw, and I really need one of those like flat sanding things so you can clean it off. I don't know. They're just flat and they spin, and you could just rub your pipe up on it. Clean it right off and make it completely flush. But yeah, we're gonna hook the battery up to this thing, and we're gonna start it up and see how it sounds. I got it ran out just in front of that tire, and honestly I think it's gonna be louder than it was open turbo just because it now has exhaust. But it's full 3.5 inch all the way out. The only thing that's not 3.5 inches is this 1 inch piece that goes from 3 to 3.5. So yeah, I'm gonna start this thing up. I'm gonna see how it sounds. I'm excited to see how it sounds. And yeah, it's finally got technically turboed air going into it. So besides some other minor little things, we're almost ready for a first drive. I think I'm gonna wait till JT gets back, unless he decides not to come over tomorrow. He's supposed to be back in town tonight. So yeah, we're a couple short moments away from driving this thing. So stay tuned. It's gonna be fun. We're about to hear what a 2JZ and a Chevelle sounds like for the first time, and the second time ever done in the world, and the first time me hearing one in person. So here we go. Well, it's the next day. I got my sink drain pipe fixed up. We actually got the screamer pipe, wastegate pipe, whatever you want to call it, is actually fabbed up. Notched a little hole there. It's going to come right out here, and it's going to go right down the side of the frame rail. The tire's not going to touch it. We got half-inch room still yet, so we go a little bit bigger tire if we needed to. And it's going to shoot flames directly behind the passenger side tire. So yeah, should look pretty cool. I'm going to get this thing mounted up. We got some of my best looking welds yet, honestly. I mean, they're not like, I wouldn't get paid for them or anything, but they're sticking the metal together, and it's got this blue and color behind it, and yeah, it looks all right, I guess. But we're gonna put this on there. I got it angled cut and everything, so yeah, we're going to set this thing on there, bolt it up, get it tight so it don't, and I'm gonna see if it needs a mount or not. I don't think it's gonna need a mount, but because it's maybe a pound, and there's gonna be 4 decent sized bolts holding this from moving. So that's about it. I do need to get some vacuum lines still yet. I need to reroute some vacuum lines and stuff and whatnot, and maybe while I'm in the interior I might hook up the 2-step button, and we might just see how it sounds, just because why not. But yeah, we got this pipe, some other little hoses and gadgets and whatnot, and basically take it for a drive. And I might take it for a drive today myself. I don't know if JT's coming over or not, but I might just run it up and down the road and make sure everything's good before it could not be and we have something majorly go wrong and we got to leave in 5 days. So I'm going to take it for a drive now, and better be safe than sorry here in the next hour or so probably. So stay tuned. Should be fun. Well, we got the car warming up. We got all the vacuum lines hooked up and making a lot better connection. I double checked, the fans do come on, so we got to get it up to about 80 degrees Celsius. That's what it said in. I haven't figured out how to turn Fahrenheit, which 80 degrees is about 175 to 180 degrees Fahrenheit. So the fan should kick on when it gets up to temp, but I think I'm going to back it out. I think I'm going to just go for a little jaunt through the subdivision down the street and see how it does, see if it shifts through a gear or two, and just see how it does, if it's even gonna drive or what we need to do. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do, where we're gonna go to, and that's how it's gonna roll. So hopefully everything goes good. Are on and it's at 85 degrees Celsius, so probably stop up here at the stop sign and get out and check to see if the fans are on. So but yeah, we're sitting at 85. It's not like it's climbing anymore, but it'll at least do 20 something mile an hour. So we might try and see if it'll shift into second gear. I think that was all first gear. So but yeah, other than that, it looks like this thing is definitely a little rich and it's doing some tuning on its own. It's in Lambda. I'm not 100% familiar with Lambda. I know one, I think it's Stoic. So right now Target, it wants it to be at 1 and it's at 1.4. So I'd assume that's considered rich. But yeah, I'm gonna jump out real quick and just check everything over. We didn't make it far. House is right there. We just kind of went around a little quarter mile or so jaunt, but it's staying at 180 degrees, or well, close to 85 degrees Celsius. That's probably like 190, which is where the thermostat's at. So let's go and look. Yep, fans are definitely on. So but yeah, we gotta get that blow-by tube hooked up to the ground so it don't smoke out the top here and scare everybody, but it does have a touch of an oil leak right there. We're not going that far, but yeah, it's doing what it's supposed to do. So I'm gonna take it down this road here and see if we can get to like 35, 40 and park it right back in the garage. So far, here it is. Up there without no blow-off valve. It sure does. So, but no, I'll turn around and we'll check everything out. We still got a couple things to do before I really want to go out and actually drive it. But I just wanted to make sure everything was going to be kosher and cool. So far, it's staying right at the 85, 86 degrees Celsius range. And but yeah, you can actually hear the turbo out the exhaust too. I'm new to this 6-cylinder gang. I've never. The 4.3 is about as much as I've ever done, so oh well. Oh, the modulator valve's not shipped up or hooked up either, so I gotta